Our next guest today, we are just very happy to have and honored to have, is Mrs. Olivia Montgomery from Springfield, Washington County, who is a lifelong resident of Springfield, Olivia?
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah. So, Olivia, first you're just going to have to tell the audience here.
I don't hear too well.
First of all, you're going to have to tell the audience how old you are.
Well, I don't mind telling anybody how old I am. I am 94 years of age. Will be 95 December.
Yeah. And you look absolutely marvelous, is all I can say.
Yeah, because
You look, that must be good, clean living. Is that correct, Olivia?
no, it's good, hard working. I've worked hard all my life.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've stayed well and had no allergies, nothing, till I got 90 years of age. I played golf for 36 years. My husband taught me.
Yeah.
Played.
So, Olivia, were you born in Springfield?
I was born in Fredericksburg.
Okay, that's right, in Fredericksburg. And your parents were who?
Alvin Hinton and Ollie. Alvin and, well, her name's Olivia, we called her Ollie. Hinton.
Okay, okay. And so then, somewhere along the line, well, I guess you went to school in Fredericksburg.
I went to school at Fredericksburg till I got to maybe 7th grade. Then we moved out on Booker Road, and St. Catherine had a school there, so I went there for 2 years and got a scholarship and went to St. Catherine's for 4 years.
You went to St. Catherine Academy.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And a bus took you to school every day, or from Booker Road you rode the bus, or how was that?
Oh, well, when I went to St. Catherine, we had moved into Springfield.
Okay.
It's the city of Springfield.
Okay.
So I rode St. Catherine's bus then.
Yeah. So then, after St. Catherine Academy, what year did you graduate there?
Oh, wow.
Well, don't worry, don't worry. I mean, that's not important. What year were you born?
I was born in 1922.
Okay. So you probably would have
So
graduated
I graduated when I was 18 years of age.
So 1940, yeah. And so then what?
Well, then I got several different jobs, and I got an employment in Louisville, working at the United States factory down there where the that was World War II was going on. And I had a brother that was in there and gone overseas, only 18 years of age. And so I worked there about 2 or 3 years, but the day that the war ended, that was the day we all lost our jobs.
So you were in there filling in while the men were at war. That's when they hired all the women.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so what were you doing in this job?
I was working in one of the offices with all the people, keeping up with the monies and stuff that they had. I took math all the time. I majored in that, so I could they used me in there for anything like that.
Bookkeeping.
All figuring and bookkeeping and everything. I've always been bookkeeper or secretary, shorthand. I take shorthand.
Oh my goodness. And I bet you can still do that shorthand.
Huh?
I bet you can still do that shorthand.
No, not after those years, no.
So after the war then, you lost your job.
Yeah, I came back to Springfield and worked at different places, like a restaurant or something like that, sometimes different places, until I was working at a restaurant when my husband now, his first wife, I was a good friend of hers too, and she came and said her husband was going to harm me, and he was county attorney. So I learned a lot there because I filed income taxes and learned all how to file income taxes. I filed income tax for many years.
Now, who was that with?
Huh?
Who was the person who was the county attorney that you were working for?
I was working for Charles Montgomery.
Okay.
And then when he died, then I decided to go to Frankfurt. So I got a job in Frankfurt, and went out on the different counties and took shorthand for the state up there, and came in the office and transcribed it.
Oh, okay.
So I worked from then on. I was in
in Frankfurt, was that with the? It was with the state.
it was state. Oh yeah, state.
But who was that? Was that with the what department, or what department was it?
Oh, a child welfare department.
Oh.
And I took that because I had to go at different counties. We'd spend the night out sometimes. We'd go different places, and I had to take. The mothers would come in. They'd have to testify. So I had to take all that down.
Oh,
they would be drawing for their children.
I see. And you would do that in court then? Have to transcribe
Oh,
that?
yeah. Then when I came back to the office, I had to transcribe all the shorthand. And one of the ladies came up to me, and everybody I worked for, you all were lovely to me. And she came up to me and she said, "Olivia, you do the best job we've ever had done here." And I was lucky. God's been good to me.
Yeah. Now, Charles Montgomery, that wasn't your husband? That was your husband?
I was his second wife.
Okay.
So
okay.
After I stayed up there for 2 years something, he asked me to marry him, so he and I married. So I helped him out at the office again with my shorthand and filing his income tax. And I filed income taxes at my home after he died. The people asked me to, and I never made any errors.
So you did income taxes for people even after that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were all lovely. The people. Well, I'd filed their income taxes at their office, and they wanted me to continue.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I had some lovely, lovely people.
Mm-hmm. So now, Olivia, so you came back from Frankfurt and you married Charles. And did they call him Charles?
They called him Gummy.
Gummy, right.
Gummy. Yeah, Charles E. Montgomery.
Yeah. So they called him Gummy.
Yeah.
And then, was he still the county attorney at that time? Did you say he was the county attorney?
County attorney, yeah.
And so
he'd been county attorney for several years, and when he died, he was still county attorney.
Okay, okay. How old was he when he died, Olivia?
He was 52.
Okay. And you all were married for how many years?
Just I think 15 years, maybe. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to count up the kids' ages.
Well, you had, let's see, how many children did you all
2.
have? 2 boys. And
then he had 2 sons by his first wife.
Okay.
And they were with me, too. And all that family loved me, and I've loved them. My husband's first mother-in-law came all the way from North Carolina, and visited us for a week after we got married.
Oh, my. So, now you had Vincent and Sammy.
Yeah.
And and all that time you were working, because you're a hard worker.
My husband what?
I said you were working after the kids were born. You continued to work.
Yeah, I continued to work with it and helped him.
Yeah.
And I took the cases for the when you indict people. I can't think of the name right now. Grand jury stenographer. I was grand jury stenographer.
Okay.
See, that was for the court, the ones they indicted and all that.
Okay, okay.
For a year, I was there till I quit work there. I was there, did that all the time.
I bet that was interesting.
Yeah.
Do you remember any good cases?
No, I don't remember. I don't want to remember that.
Yeah, that could be pretty depressing. Yeah. So then, at some point, you became the, what did you do from there? You became the county treasurer at some point then.
In 1973.
Mm-hmm.
That was after my sons were all grown, married, and all, my two sons. I stayed with my two sons. I didn't go out and work any place or do anything. Only thing I did was I filed those income taxes. I didn't work for nobody after my husband died. Nobody.
Yeah, you stayed at home with the kids, and then worked and did.
Then they asked me, and I had got enough votes before I even knew I was going to win it. Several was running against me, but I had three older men that was on there that knew my husband and I, and we did his taxes. So they were for me, and then Billy Riney got on there. Billy Riney was for me. So I had no problem for 16 years. I've always had my vote, because you had to.
You have to get voted in by the fiscal
years.
court every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
Uh-huh.
So I was there 16 years, and I probably would have stayed longer, but Frankfurt was behind me 100%. I never made an error in all my work I did for them. They came down and audited all my books, and they loved to audit my books, they said, because I never made a. Somebody asked me not long ago, did I ever make a 1 penny error? I never did. That's simple. You keep your books balanced, bonds by bonds, and nothing to it. But anyway, I did.
And then
I stayed there and was that. And after that, well, while I was still there, while I was still county attorney, I was still filing income taxes. I just gave up those long ago, but I still had one or two priest friends that I did for, and I'm still doing for one.
I see. So now, when you were the county treasurer, how many judges did you serve under?
How many what?
Judges. You had who was the judge?
I can't remember who it was, but the last one, and he might have been there the whole time, was Bobby Brady.
Okay.
I can't remember who that was.
Who was
Bobby
before
Brady.
Bobby? I'm trying to think myself.
It's been 28 years.
I guess would that have been Bourbon Elliott? No, he was the county judge at one time, wasn't he? Bourbon.
I believe he was.
I could.
See, it's been a long time. I can't remember at my age. I can't remember.
And so, Anderson, Judge Anderson too, maybe. Judge Anderson.
Yeah, he might have. I can't remember. I know him. I can't remember. I guess he was. I don't know where he was there when I was there or not.
But you served in that capacity for how many years?
I served for I served 16 years. But then, how come as I say, Frankfurt was lovely to me. They called me when I was appointed as county treasurer. They called me and told me, Olivia, you were hard to do the job. You were not hard by the hour. So you go down in the mornings, you do what you have to do, you go home. And then when I got ready, I'd been there 16 years, and they called me, and I had been grand jury stenographer, as I told you, and they didn't give me any credit for that at all, and I didn't think about it. And so they called me from Frankfurt and said, Olivia, you didn't get credit for some of the work you did there, so we are giving you 5 years retirement, and that is not costing you a penny. So then that made me 21 years, so I resigned.
And Olivia, you have to tell the story about when you were the county treasurer, about how you invested that money and made money on it where no one else in the state was.
Yeah. Well, somebody told me that the bank, that was First People's Bank, you could take so much money and invest it every 30 days, and you got so much. Now, how much it was after 28 years, I can't remember that. But anyway, then I talked to him about it, and I could do it. So every month I would see what I had balanced at the end of the month. I'd balance my books, and I would take so much, know what my bills would be for that month. And then I would take most of it and invest it. And so I did that every month, and then I told the court about it, and I didn't tell the state. They didn't know anything about it until they heard it about it. And then, let's see, what was I talking about? So,
About that money you were putting in each month. And you didn't tell the state, but somewhere along the line.
What I did with that money, they had asked for a donation, wanting us to help them to build that building where the senior citizens are now. And so I told the court that I was doing that, and I said, we'll just donate that money, what I make interest, to those people. So that's what I did, but how much it was, I don't remember that. See, but it was quite a bit because they were just starting on the building.
Yeah.
So, but then they called me one day, a year or so before I left, I think, from Frankfurt, and said, Olivia, you're the only county treasurer in the state of Kentucky that is invested money every month. And would you go, said the governor is in Louisville now, and a lot of the treasurers are down there. Will you go to Louisville and give a talk to those people where how you filed, how you did that money, invested the money? And so I said yes. So I went, and so they were all lovely, all those different people. There was one man from UK, and he said, Ms. Montgomery, we'd love to have you in the UK. But I mean, well, I don't know, but it helped us.
Yeah, yeah.
See?
Yeah, it sure did.
But in those days, it's different from these days. You could invest money a lot of times sometimes.
Yeah.
But I found out about it. But I would I would write a check from the state bank and for the First People both. You know, the balance I knew I wasn't going to use. Then I would invest that each month.
Yeah. Well, golly, that's what got the Senior Citizen Center going. So there you are. And I think, too, now, what about those statues that were on the lawn?
Yeah, there's something on there.
Is that in here?
Yeah, it's something in there about that, I think.
Is it? Okay, let's see. Because this is a resolution of the Washington County Fiscal Court, and a motion was made to honor you with this resolution, saying, whereas Olivia Montgomery served as county treasurer of Washington County from 1973 until 1989.
Yeah.
And whereas through the conscientious efforts of Olivia Montgomery of investing county money, the financial condition of Washington County remained excellent during her tenure. And whereas Olivia Montgomery assisted in the renovation of the circuit courtroom, the jailer's house, and the restoration of the World War I monument. That's where that is. And whereas Olivia Montgomery was always available to assist the judge, magistrates, and other county officials whenever asked to do so. And whereas all of the citizens of Washington County have benefited from her tireless efforts during the term as county treasurer. Therefore, be it resolved by the Fiscal Court of Washington County that as gratitude to the many contributions Olivia Montgomery has made to the county, this resolution be entered upon the Fiscal Court order book and presented to her. So I think that's quite an honor, Olivia, and because I know what a great, I've always heard what a wonderful county treasurer you were, and so that's quite deserving.
Well, on this,
the World War I monument.
on those statues.
Uh-huh.
Well, somebody here in this county had volunteered to help out and do something for them, and then someone came to me about some people in Indiana, and so I investigated them and called them, and I insisted that we would hire those people, and we did. That's who fixed up all those statues. It was Indiana, and Bobby Brady, I think it might have been the other. Was the county judge then, and those people from California from Indiana, wanted to come and get us and show us their building and business over there. So they came and got the judge and I and took us over there one day to see all their business they had done and what they had done and everything. They were lovely, but they did a beautiful job on those statues. And then we went down one morning, and nobody saw it but me, and I saw it. Someone had come in and taken the heads off of both statues. And they happened to be some young boys, is who they was. I found out who they were, and it was young boys.
Yeah.
So we got them fixed back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was something. But nobody had noticed it. I mean, they'd come into work, and they hadn't noticed that at all. But
nobody noticed the heads were off of the statues.
But anyway, no, everything went lovely when I was county treasurer as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't worry about anything.
And all those years, well, and now, Olivia, during all your work years and non-work years, you played golf.
Oh, yeah.
And your husband taught you how to play golf in your backyard.
Yeah.
And you taught your sons how to play golf.
Yeah. My husband and I did. We all, when he was living, he lived 6 years after he had his heart attack. And so we all four played golf after he got better and could go play golf. I'd go out and we'd play one hole at a time till he built himself back up. So then after he died, that summer, I knew I had to take my two sons back. So my two sons and I played golf, and that's why we all three get along fine together this day, every one of us.
Yeah.
They're good to me, and my daughter-in-laws are lovely to me too. See, but that's what I
your
did.
daughter-in-laws are then Debbie and well, my goodness, she was Shirley, my classmate at St. Catherine College.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She's a
And
lovely, lovely person.
yeah, and they've moved back here, I think.
Oh, yeah, they are. They came
Yeah.
back to take care of me. If they hadn't, I would probably be in a nursing home because I couldn't do everything that I'm just taking care of everything like I have to. Hard work when you own a home.
Oh, yeah. Well, now you have to tell me, though, what kind of condition the golf course was in when you started playing golf.
Oh.
Lincoln
The
Homestead.
golf course, we had a 9-hole golf course. And there was nothing like there are today. The greens were made out of some kind of dirt or something, and we had a roller that we rolled it to putt. We rolled it out and make it smooth to putt. So at 9 holes, so my oldest son and I would go out and play on that for years. Then when we built, we went out, my husband and I did, that was way before he had his heart attack, of course. We went out and we helped to clean up number 5, all the way to the greens. We tried to help them clean up all that. So that was a big difference, I mean. And of course, over there where we played, they used we went back and made a new one, but they used 2 of the greens where they were and did them all over, of course, for the first 9 holes.
Yeah, yeah.
See.
Yeah, and then they, of course, eventually expanded to 18 holes. I don't know what year
No,
that
they had
was.
18 holes in.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
had
we had
18.
a 9 holes, so they built 18 holes.
Oh, okay.
They might not have done it all one year, but we got it all 18 holes.
Yeah, eventually. It wasn't all at one time, though.
Oh, no.
You didn't start
no.
out with 18
But
holes.
it wasn't a year difference, though, if it wasn't at the same time.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. And then you and the boys played golf, continued to play golf through the years. And as far as I know, you were playing golf until when? The last year? When was the last time you?
I was 70, I think 73 when the only lady that got a hole-in-one out there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. What hole was that on, Olivia?
Huh?
What hole was that you got?
That was on number 8.
You got
And
a hole-in-one.
Yes, and I had been, we had a good chiropractor here from Lexington, came down from Lexington, and I pulled a muscle in the back mowing the yard or something because I took care of my yard too. And so I went to him till I got it all straightened. I didn't get to play on Thanksgiving or anything. Didn't get to play. I wasn't able to play. So then Pat Raper and I went out one day after I got feeling better, and that's when I got my hole-in-one. And the man in Lexington, the chiropractor, I let him know it, so he told everybody about it.
And you were 73 when you got that
Mm-hmm.
hole-in-one. Yeah. Well, then that means there's hope for me yet, Olivia, in my golf playing.
And you what?
And in my ability to play golf, there might be hope for me yet.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's true.
But you were still playing after that for many years.
Oh, yeah. I played till I was 90. I kept my scorecard. I played when I was 90 years of age even.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I got my hole-in-one, Pat Rayburn with me, she was more excited than I was. Oh, my gosh, she was so excited to me. I was just walking around it. And she came home and called everybody. Called Vincent and called Sammy and oh, Lord. And put it in the paper. She put it in the paper.
Yeah,
So,
I know. She still talks about that. Pat does, yeah.
Oh, does she?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're famous. I don't know of anyone else that's gotten a hole-in-one.
No, some people, I think, what was her name? Margaret Taylor now. I think she got a whole one, but it was at Bardstown. And I don't know if anybody else out here's got one.
Uh-huh. But I just want to thank you and for all of your work through the years in Washington County and what you have done for our city and our county, because you're quite an inspiration to all of us. So I just want to say thank you and wish you well on your next venture.
Well, I want to tell you, these younger generations do not know or know what we know. They'll never do what all we've done.
Yeah.
They'll never
Well,
do it.
maybe when they see this on Channel 6,
Oh, no.
you will be an inspiration.
I haven't told you that much.
Yeah. And they will say,
Listen, I hope I'm not embarrassed when I see this on Channel 6.
they're going to say, I'm going to be just like Olivia Montgomery.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much.
No, they won't either.
Yes, they will.
Nobody wants to be like Olivia Montgomery.